I'm going to spend just a couple moments sharing my screen again to go over a quick tour of the SEFS websites and social media, just because we have so many teachers that are new to SEFS in this PD this week. And so I thought it would be a good idea just to give you the how-tos really briefly. So I'm just going to run through a few items with you, and I'm happy to answer questions at the end. So let's see here, moving on to the next slide. All right, so as a matter of housekeeping, again, this presentation is also in the Google folder and you can reference it at any time. This particular page here is our landing page. It's the home page for SEFS, Scientists in Every Florida School. And we've done a shortener for the URL, which is bit.ly/SEFS site. And I should make mention, we use bit.lys a lot just to make things easier to type in if it's not hyperlinked somewhere for you. If you wanted to look, it is case sensitive. So you want to make sure SEFS is capital and sites is lower. So I bring that to your attention. The little menu on the left of the landing page obviously has a couple key points I'd like to bring up to you, but I thought I'd start here just to briefly say that at the top of this page, there's a quick little video introduction to SEFS. And I think this is really useful, particularly if you wanted to share it with other science teachers, other colleagues, or administrators or district officials. It just kind of gets them informed a little bit more as to what SEFS is about, especially because it's a wonderful free program and resource that's available to teachers across the state. So being that we're our first year completed as of July 1st, this is something that we're still spreading the word. So that is the first thing. After that little video, there is a map that shows the 67 counties around the state. And both Brian and myself split those counties basically north to south. So Brian handles the northern part of the state and I handle the southern part of the state. And all of our contact information is on this page. Should you ever need it or have lost it, you can find it right here. Beyond that, there is a blog, which I highly recommend looking at and exploring a little bit more at your own time or convenience. The blog will highlight different activities, interactions with scientists that are happening across the state, as well as opportunities and things like this PD that you're at with us here today. What's interesting about those blog resources is it's a great tool for kind of sparking ideas and making you think of how SEFS could interact in your classroom. And we often will show or showcase what standards are being targeted with specific visits that you're reading about. So it will, again, be a good way to kind of think creatively of ways in which you can utilize SEFS. So bit.ly and the landing page. If you click on the how-to tab, which is how to get involved over on that left-hand side, this is the main spot of where you go to interact with a scientist. And on this page, when you thumb down to teachers, you'll find a request a scientist button, and this particular form will pop up. Oops, sorry about that. That form has some basic demographics, like who you are, where you're located, what school you're at, and we're going to ask you some specifics regarding what type of scientist you're looking for and the topic, perhaps standards that you are hoping to cover or target, and what kind of goal or activity you have overall for this visit. Is it a role model visit? Is it something where you're creating a project and you want the science to collaborate with you on a project? Is it something that you are maybe introducing a concept and you want to use it as an engaged piece, almost like a hook to get the kids interested in that topic as you delve into those standards? So this information is super privy and helpful for us to know how to best match you. We will typically turn around a request within several days, but we do ask at least 2 weeks notice. And it's super important, just to mention here, Bruce had said earlier that we pride ourselves and traditionally are doing both physical and virtual classroom visits. And we've been doing that model in the 7 pilot counties. We have not been doing physical visits beyond those 7 counties at this stage or juncture because we simply don't have the capacity to do that quite yet. But with COVID, one of the, I guess, silver linings, if there could be, is that we have opened up virtual visits statewide. So any teacher across the state can request a virtual visit with a scientist at any time. And I think that that's super important and super helpful for everyone to know. At this stage of the game, we're not doing physical visits until further notice, but we will open those up again to the 7 counties, and we are constantly adding new counties as we grow and build. So that is the Request a Scientist page. There is a video that tells you a little bit about expectations of that process and how things unfold. And Brian and I always are here to help answer questions or help you kind of flesh out an idea. So the next little bit I want to share with you is the K12. On the left side, you'll see on the menu there, the K12 Professional Development and Resources tab. This is chock full of information and resources, both things that are up and coming and things that have already happened and are recorded. So since COVID, we've done a number of live stream events, for example, and you're looking at that list here. I'm going to move my boxes out of the way just so I can kind of highlight. Can you see my mouse right there? Yes. On the screen? Okay, perfect. So just looking at this first event that took place on March 27th on sharks, a lot of these you'll find the recording and you'll find K12 supplemental resources available that are content specific to sharks on all sorts of matters, but they're kind of categorized by elementary, middle, or high school levels content and resources. So they're anything from maybe text readings or shorts, like video shorts. There could be WebQuest or community science components. There can be lab activities, you name it. So definitely worth a little gander. And if there's something that's up and coming, we will have a registration link, and that link can be copied and pasted into a Google Classroom or into Canvas or any program that you're using to communicate with your students. If you wanted them to attend it and assign it as an assignment or maybe extra credit or something of that nature, that registration link will give them access to participate in that program. So that is underneath the K12 education or the K12 professional development and resources tab. Development like this is also sourced underneath that page. So bookmark that. The next thing is all the recordings are kept on our YouTube channel, and I highly suggest that you subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're constantly putting new content on there. A lot of the stuff that's happening at this PD will be uploaded and put on there in the next week or so. And these are all closed captions, so it's very inclusive. There's everything from science segments, which are 5 minutes or less with a scientist, and they're they're specifically talking to a standard. So they might be talking about, SC.N.1.2 and 7.1.2, right? And that particular standard will be discussed from that scientist from their perspective. So there's some great things. Some of my personal favorites are the Mounts virtual lab tour, or the Mounts virtual field trips, and the Florida Museum 360 tours. I think Bruce mentioned one of those earlier this morning. Okay, and then I think lastly here, I wanted to inform you all that we have a wonderful newsletter that's called the SEFS Spotlight. It goes out the first Tuesday of every month, so it's actually going out today. And if you are not a subscriber, today's a great day to do so. You would actually click on the subscribe to the newsletter, fill out this information, and you will then automatically be added to our news source list. And you can see here to the right of that subscribe is the SEFS Spotlight kind of snippet for today's newsletter that goes out this afternoon. We tend to put a lot of things out informationally here first. So for example, today's issue will have all sorts of grant opportunities available for you with deadlines and the applications from various sources across Florida. It will have upcoming live stream events, PD opportunities, and just other general information. I'd say usually this is about a 2 to 3 minute read, and everything's hyperlinked in that document. So please subscribe to the newsletter. That'd be awesome to have y'all join. And finally, social media. I know last night on the call we talked about anybody that liked to tweet or post something on social media. If you are a social media buff, we would love for you to do that, and we would certainly love for you to follow us. I've linked on here not only the SEFS website, but also our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, and the YouTube channel for you. So these are definitely some picture-worthy or bookmark-worthy things. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much.